Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. I'm just going to wait one more minute to see if we have any more joining us this afternoon, and then we will get right into it. Excellent. I'm conscious of time. There's lots of good content for us to get into, so I will kick things off. Welcome to the fourth Lunch and Learn session in the series that RAP is hosting over the coming months. It's great to see so many of you on the call. My name is Asha, and I'm a specialist in food waste prevention, working in the food system transformation team. And today I am joined by my fellow team members, Hugh, Emma, and Lindsay. Hopefully, many of you know of RAP and what we do, but I will be giving a brief introduction to the Target Measure Act for those of you who are new before handing over to our main event. Today, we are joined by Matt Raynor, who is here to present how Raynor Foods have developed a suite of digital technologies to decarbonise manufacturing, achieve savings, and incentivise staff engagement through gamification. We will leave some time at the end of the session for Q&A, so please feel free to pop any questions into the Q&A function. The session will officially finish at 12:30, but please do feel free to stay on the webinar if you have any further questions for Matt or the RAP team. So, a bit about RAP. RAP is a global environmental action charity transforming the world's broken systems for the benefit of the climate, nature, and people. But how do we fix the broken food system? The reality is that none of us can do it alone, but collectively, all of us can take action on food waste. RAP's food waste reduction roadmap provides a simple, practical starting point through Target, Measure, Act. Businesses commit to setting a food waste reduction target, measuring food waste consistently, and using that data to act across their own supply chains, operations, and all the way through to how they engage customers and support household behaviour change through campaigns like Love Food, Hate Waste. To find out more about reducing costs and inefficiencies in your business or supply chain, talk to us about signing up to the roadmap or the UK Food and Drink Pact. So, just briefly, talking of supporting citizen behaviour change, Food Waste Action Week is nearly upon us and will be held from the 9th to the 15th of March. Convened by Love Food Hate Waste, Food Waste Action Week is a nationwide annual citizen action campaign to focus the world's attention on food waste. And this year, Food Waste Action Week will focus on making food go further, saving money, time, and stress while protecting the planet. So, we'll be encouraging citizens to prevent food waste, use up leftovers, and recycle anything that can't be eaten to unlock more value from the food we already have and by helping it to stretch further. The campaign toolkit is now available, which includes useful resources and guidance for food waste prevention and recycling, including key messages, visuals, and key statistics for your organisation to use. So you can click on that link there to be part of Food Waste Action Week to find out more or get in touch with us to discuss collaboration opportunities. Our Lunch and Learn sessions are held monthly. The purpose of these is to share learnings, encourage discussion, and support continuous improvement, and most importantly, stimulate action. So today we're on the 11th of February. The next session will be held in March, and we'd love to hear from you if you have any suggested topics or would like to put yourselves forward to share examples of best practice. But now, moving on to Matt, who will be presenting on the future of manufacturing from Raynor Foods. Over to you, Matt.
Asha, thank you very, very much. Just wave at me and so that you know that I'm not talking to myself, would you?
You're all good.
You're great, thank you. Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Matt Raynor. I am the simple son of a sandwich maker. I am a sandwich maker like my father before me. Raynor Foods, the sandwich company concerned, has been going now for 38 years. I get bored very quickly. particularly with sandwiches. But though I love them dearly, and I get to do other things, and this is normally an hour and a half presentation with an interactive game board and Lego minifigures. So I'm doing this in 20 minutes and I'm going to be talking very, very quickly. I love to take your questions at the end of this, so I'm going to belt through this like there's no tomorrow. Okay. Do I have? Oh, fabulous. Thank you. So, what is S3? S3, smart people, smart process, smart factory. This is a system of integrated, a digital suite of integrated systems here that we've joined together and created a system through which we can basically gamify our entire production and involve our employees in a game. The point of this game is to get points and win prizes because points make prizes. And we think we found the magic sauce here to align the needs of the planet with the needs of a company, with the needs of the individuals that work within it. I'm gonna crack on quickly here. The fundamental principle here is that we know that UK PLC, particularly in the food industry, often consists of little islands of technology. I've got this bit of technology that controls this bit of kit, this bit of technology that controls this bit of kit. What we've done here is we have built a unique piece of software and integration layer, which we've called Bernard 1. We're enormous Blackadder fans, and as you know, of course, Bernard is the real name of Nursey. So Nursey sits at the very heart of our system and looks after, integrates all the individual islands of technology that we had at Raynor Foods, puts them all together in one holistic solution. The aim of this here is to never, never, never throw away a bit of kit or a bit of software that's giving you useful information. What we do here is we set up KPIs. Asher, I've just taken over. What we do here is we set a series of KPIs aimed at decarbonising our production process. What we've managed to do is we've managed to make a colourless, odourless gas, we hope, visible and mean something to our employees. And as a result, we've got, we hope, an engaged and gamified workforce who work towards the common goal, which remember is the needs of the planet, the needs of the company, and the needs of the individual. So what did we do? There we see Bernard in the middle, the green ring of confidence, and all the individual apps and pieces of integration that's plugged into it. We have two forms of AI that monitor the system constantly. We have various sensors. We've built a camera detection system. We've integrated it with our door entries, etc., etc. Let me just plow on here and talk through some of these little videos. So this is real. This is something we've done at Raynor Foods. I'm just going to turn the music off because it haunts my dreams. What we've done at Raynor Foods is we've, at the very heart of this system is a real-time location system that we've installed throughout our factory. At the moment, we're at our goods in area. The real-time location system not only locates where all our bits of kit are, very valuable pallets full of product, but it does other things. It also links the human beings into the system through the real-time location system. This is my game link. There are many like it. This is mine. 131 if you need to know. But this game system links our employees directly to the gamification, You saw there that we had, so very, very simple example. We ran all our power usage. We submetered everything in the factory. Yeah, so we ran all our power usage then through an AI and discovered that we were expending 80% of the energy in our factory in keeping things cold. What was the most important factor we discovered through the submetering was keeping fridge doors closed. You saw in the video that we had a sensor on the fridge door. We have a game link around the neck of individuals who want to play the game, and we can then hand out points and reward our employees for making sure that fridge door is closed. If they're standing next to the fridge door, we know it's them because we have a game link, and we know that the sensor on the door has told us that the door is closed, so they get rewarded. This is a very, very simple example. They get rewarded for doing something as simple as closing the fridge door. This is a very simple example of the way in which the gamification can directly incentivize people who work with us. We can dive into this in much greater detail. I'm just very conscious that I've only got 8 minutes left. So we can put a sensor on the forklift. The music that haunts my dreams. We've got a game link around an individual, and we can literally not only check that the individual driving the forklift is qualified and licensed to drive that forklift, we can actually cut the power to that forklift to prevent that forklift from coming into contact with one of our colleagues. What we can do here is also track any serious infringements. So, for instance, forklifts won't start if we go back and look at our training matrix, which is held digitally. The forklift simply won't start if an unqualified person attempts to start the forklift. If there are incidents, we're capable of measle mapping where incidents are. We're capable of everybody loves a good form, don't they? We're capable of pre-populating RIDDOR forms in the event that you do have a RIDDOR incident. We can also tell through people's game links who was around, who saw the incident, who was there. There are many, many automated health and safety benefits of this system. Every manufacturing process has a high energy process. This one is ours. We get paid money to put stripes on pieces of bread. We found that this machine was being left on over weekends. It takes 10% of our entire energy usage goes into this machine. So anything that we can do to ensure that this machine is turned on at the correct time, including integration into our production schedule, including checking that our colleagues are qualified and trained to use this piece of machine in order to allow them to turn it on, the better. Again, submetering is key to this. We know the power that every bit of kit in the factory is drawing, so we can reward our employees for turning off those bits of kit. We can, in worst case, automate shutdowns on these pieces of kit, and of course we have a digital training matrix to ensure that our colleagues are qualified to use those machines. Now, of course, I've been talking about a real-time location system. I've been talking about a game link. We went into this project calling these tags, and of course the first thing our employees pointed out is that you tag cattle and prisoners. This is 1984. We are capable of knowing where everybody is at any point, at any time in the factory. And we've seen people like Jeff Bezos fall over, fail and fail spectacularly in trying to introduce this kind of technology. We believe we've found the magic sauce. And the magic sauce for us is the gamification process that we have developed. Here's a number of our staff. Here they are at break time. We've developed an app where staff can see the points that they have collected during the day, during the week, and they can redeem these points for prizes. So it sounds like Bruce Forsyth, but yeah, points make prizes, and I'm going to show you what some of those rewards are. Our employees, our colleagues can go home, sit on the sofa with a cup of tea, and this app will not only tell them what they've done to earn points, it will also point out to them how they can earn more points tomorrow. What we've done here is we've basically gamified lean manufacturing. This is a change management tool. The game is your reward for handing over the information, for letting us know where you are and how you're operating the machinery. It's a change management tool. It can only reward. Within your organizations, you will already have disciplinary procedures, and I'm sure they all work very well. The gamification here is all carrot and no stick. So let's see what we could have won. So we put 20% of all the savings that this system produces back into a prize fund to award our employees for making those savings. So we plug our employees directly into the benefits of their actions through gamification. Here's a little example of the kind of things that we dreamed up with the help of Cambridge University. Just for being on the line in time, starting your day when everybody else starts their day, we'll give you 5 points for turning up on time. Then our ways to earn points here. This is not an exhaustive list. This is just some examples of what we got. You can hand points to your employees if you complete training courses. Remember all those training courses in your organization, and the training officers running around trying to get people to complete all those training courses, which are very vital and terribly boring. Well, we can award people 500 points for finishing those. Reducing overproduction. We've now got to a point at Raynor Foods where we were handing out sandwiches for lunch. Our overproduction is diminished to a point where we're no longer, we're really, some days I'm walking into the staff room and there's nothing in the fridge. These are having real effects on our company. What can you win? Well, Big Bully's prize. You can take everybody out to dinner. We'll give you 500 quid towards taking your team out to dinner. If you want to take your family out to dinner, we'll give you 120 quid to take your family out to dinner. We found through the workshops with Cambridge University, people were wanting help with school uniforms. Well, we've developed a voucher system to help you with school uniforms. The dream prize here, we've got 2 dream draws of £16,500, which are going to be drawn in July at Raynor Foods Family Fun Day. If you don't do anything with this game, you simply wear the link and turn up on time, you will get £20 of Tesco vouchers a month for free. I'm having to gloss over this. Any system that we can geolocate, we can now put on our digital twin, such as, particularly within foods, getting dressed, getting undressed. We can ensure that people get dressed and undressed in the correct order. I'm skipping here. you know, 4 years ago, people were saying, well, we can make a digital print of your process. And I remember walking around trade shows going, well, we've actually found a use for ours. I'm going to show you our digital twin at the minute. Here's our production room, 100 and I think 5,000 sandwiches last night came out of this production room. We have information to the staff so that they know the carbon that they're saving. They understand the energy we're not using. And of course, a lot of this is also about including the office staff. Put a sensor on your floor washer and we will be able to map not only where it goes, but where it doesn't go, which is sometimes just as important. We've also developed an AI camera system that checks that the right products going into the right packaging with the right date on, the number one cause of recalls in the food industry. And here is a little bit of recorded information. This is our digital twin. Here you can see our colleagues running around, or not running around, walking with purpose and being constructive on the production lines. This is real. I'm not a salesman. I'm the simple son of a sandwich maker. This is what we've done at my house. You can see here real people standing in front and around production lines. Yeah, warehouses, offices, all areas of the factory are covered. And I will just skip over this. So here we go. I've nearly done. I'm 2 minutes over. I'm very aware. So people, planet centric, needs of the planet, needs of the company, needs of the people who work in it. We've made CO2 visible. Scopes 1, 2, and 3 emissions are now easy peasy. We can also, if you want a carbon reduction system, we can actually tell you how many tons of carbon we've reduced here. It's 450 tons of carbon haven't gone into the atmosphere. Us being simple sandwich makers, that's 1.57 million cheese sandwiches we've saved from going into the atmosphere. We've saved 50 grand a month on our bills. We've reduced our waste. We've reduced our overproduction. At one point, we have had 95% game link utilization. It is not compulsory. You are, though, the fear of missing out is huge. You know, as I said, you get £20 of Tesco vouchers just for wearing the dongle. That's it. I'm done. I've got it done in 20 minutes. I'm very happy to take any questions.
Thank you, Matt. That was a fantastic presentation. I'm now going to hand over to Emma, who's going to lead the Q&A.
So please do add your questions into the Q&A. We haven't got any yet. So
Stunned everyone into silence, Matt.
Well, maybe I should have gone on a bit longer. There's a lot of detail that I've missed out.
I guess one question would be, how have obviously your employees and colleagues gain a lot from this, but how was the reaction to it in the first place, bringing something like this on board?
Oh, well, I think I said, you know, we started to call these tags, and you only tag cattle and prisoners. And that was literally the first comment in the first workshop. So we understood that we were asking a lot of our employees to wear one of these. So we had to give a lot back. I mean, the technology is such that not only could I work, if I wanted to, not only could I work out how long you were on the toilet, I could work out which cubicle you were sitting in. And that kind of level of information requires a ethical application by the company. Like I said, the game does not punish. The game cannot, you know, can only modify behavior by offering carrots. I think the big mistake that's happened when technologies like this have tried to be invented is that they are not generous and they are not inclusive and they do not fairly reward the employees for the amount of information that we ask from them. We don't have 100% utilization. There are about 30% of our employees who've decided they don't want to do it. They don't want to be involved in this. But what we found was very quickly, when people started to cash in their vouchers, when people started to get rewards for simply doing their job in a conscientious way, we very quickly got a flood of employees who use this every day now and go home, find out how to earn more points tomorrow, and reduce the carbon footprint of the company, which inevitably reduces costs, and they get directly rewarded for doing those for that reduction. Does that answer your question?
Yes.
Thank you very
I
much.
think it's also answered one of the others, which was about participation as well.
Yeah. So it's really important. This is not compulsory. Yeah. Most people, nearly everyone do wear them, but this is not compulsory. This has the potential to be Big Brother, but it's not.
We've also got a few around the implementation and kind of cost of installation. So how long did it take to implement?
Well,
cost of installation, and did you trial it as well?
Yeah. So this is part of the Innovate UK project. So the total cost of the project was £2.5 million. It took us 2.5 years to build and develop this. We have very clever people who do all the integrating. The installation is really simple. We have found sub-metering devices that are inobtrusive. We had production shut down at one point for 40 minutes. And that was when production was shut down anyway. In order to finish the sub-metering process. We're now pretty sure that we can do it without interrupting any production. The real-time location system is inobtrusive. It just sits in the corner of a room like a little aerial. You saw them on the videos. And then the rest is, sit back and let the magic happen. It happens back in the cloud, and we connect all your systems, integrate all your existing systems together, give them to you in a dashboard, and then Cambridge University come and run a workshop with your organization, and they play the Spice Girls game. Tell me what you want, what you really, really want. And employees will tell you. We find very quickly they'll tell you the things that matter to them. I can cite, the help for school uniform and packed lunches and those sort of things. And they will tell you very quickly what really means something to them. Did I answer your question, or did I go off on a tangent?
It's all right. And you also answered one around the feedback kind of thing as well. So we've got one about competition. Has it kind of driven competition between teams? And what's the biggest single change that you've seen?
Okay, so interestingly, we've developed gamification in a number of different areas and integrated other gamification systems. So we during this 2.5 years of developing this and implementing this system, we brought on board a voice picking for our goods out, a voice picking system for our goods out, so they can pick sandwiches quicker and faster. We've integrated that via Bernard into S3, and we've had, well, I can tell you directly, we were throwing on a Sunday, we were throwing 52 people at our goods out fridge to get the picking and packing done for the day. Last Sunday, I think, were 26 people, 27 people. And yes, the gamification absolutely works. You have a big scoreboard, you can see who are the fastest pickers, and we incentivize through the S3 system. We reward people directly for being the fastest picker, being the top 3 pickers. So it does become a coveted award.
So there was a question. Do you know if this is the first in use of this type of system, or do you know if it's been implemented or could be implemented in other factories and other countries?
We have it at the moment. As far as I know, you know, things is very difficult because I don't think anyone's been madly enthusiastic or just mad enough to try and do this with another factory. You know, almost as a byproduct, we produce a real-time carbon footprint on every single one of our sandwiches. The data that produces is huge. We've had to cut that down to about a 10-minute production slot. Excuse me. And so we don't know of anybody else at the moment who's producing a real-time carbon footprint. We know that places like Amazon have attempted to introduce real-time location systems and failed miserably for a number of reasons. There are integration layers available that will provide you dashboards from very large software companies. But little us sitting in Chelmsford in deepest, darkest Essex, I think we are the first company. And if you know differently, please let me know. We are the first company to have dared to try gamification, real-time location, carbon reduction, real-time carbon footprinting, and complete integration of all your digital system, all our digital systems, all in one go. I think we're the first people to do this. We are duty bound by Innovate UK as part of our contractual obligations to take this innovation out into the world. And I've been bouncing up and down in front of cameras and real people for about 9 months now. And we have presented to some amazing companies who, what we have discovered is, with such a big jump, this isn't something that happens very quickly. It looks like we have our first customer at the end of this month. But of course, Raynor Foods continues to innovate. We continue to extend and implement this system throughout our factory. So it is a living, breathing, evolving system. Does that answer the question? I need to check because I will go off on a tangent.
That's fine. So we are a little bit over time, but I've just got a couple more questions that I'd like to do. If anyone wants to and can hang on for a little bit, then we'll just go through those and then we'll finish. What are you using for submetering? Is it a plug and play system?
Yes, it is. So we've used a number of different, because we're very much the living lab. We've used different kinds of systems. We've gone to our main fuse board and wired systems into there, but we've also, you know, been using the famous magic donuts that clamp around an existing cable, record the current flowing through the cable and connect directly to your Wi-Fi. It's that simple for the submetering.
Great, thanks. And one final question. how has this influenced your culture in the company around sustainability? So not just the data side, but how have you got it into everyone's mindset that this is the norm?
Yeah. What we have learnt is that you have to keep introducing people to this system. You have to keep reminding people about this. Yes, people are closing doors. Like I said, what we were finding was that people in the production room were very happy to overmake their favourite sandwich, so that when they went upstairs, there were plenty of their favourite sandwiches available to eat for lunch. Through this system, we have managed to stop that overall, greatly reduce that overproduction, even on people's favourite sandwiches. So that's one example of a direct way um, in which people have changed their behaviours. People have taken these behaviours home. You know, somebody said to me about 6 weeks ago, they go, well, I close my fridge door at home now. I don't leave it open when I'm, when I'm sitting making a sandwich or whatever at home. So there are a number of, it's also a conversation point, isn't it? You know, it's also another reason to go in and engage with your colleagues, to go and talk to them. And sometimes that can be difficult, you know, particularly when you're dealing with people on a production line who are close to minimum wage. Getting something that means something to them is very important. And remember, we developed 36 KPIs to measure our colleagues' employment against. We are currently only using 21. So this is an evolving game. And what we found is people come up to us as we walk round the factory and say, I think I found something you need to measure me on, because I think I can make a difference and I can be rewarded for making that difference. So yes, it has made a real difference, you know, people stopping me and going, Matt, I've noticed something with the bread count here. I can change that and I can save us money. Can you measure me on that so that I can get rewarded for it? Oh, yes, you can.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Great. Thank you very much, Matt. We'll pass you back over to Ashley.
Thank you, Matt. That was fantastic. Fantastic to hear you answering all of those questions with such enthusiasm. Just to wrap things up, if you want to find out or be inspired by other ways of implementing lean manufacturing and taking action on food waste, you can find a range of case studies that we've put together here, from savings in food waste, reduction in costs, ROIs, and increases in surplus food redistribution. There's lots of examples that you can take inspiration with to follow within your business or to share with your supply chain. Thank you, Matt, for that excellent presentation. And
thank you for the invitation, and thank you everybody for your time as well and your attention for the last half hour.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Have a lovely rest of your day, everyone.
Thank you.